What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chalkboard. We're actually going to be talking about 1980s movies and the Oscars today. Going to be hitting you with fan favorites like Beetlejuice, Top Gun, Goonies, The Shining, Back to the Future, and Scarface, etc. This here's Max. He's a real old friend of mine. Known him since we were kids on the block, real young.
Man, yeah.
And this was his idea, so hopefully we're going to take off. How you doing, Max?
Terribly good, bro.
Terribly good.
Terribly good.
I know you work today. I work today. We both worked all day.
It's because we're men.
Yeah.
No offense. I mean, women work too.
Yeah, he's not coming at women at all.
Yeah,
He's just saying.
A man works, though.
Yeah, we can't
Boys
just not
don't.
have a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Cute little boys. You know what I mean?
I have hair on my chest. I pay my taxes. I'm a man.
All right, what do you want to start with? What 80s movies? What's your favorite 80s movie? Let's just start there. Don't even need to look at the list. What's your favorite 80s movie?
That's really tough because the 80s, in my opinion, is the best decade for film.
Top three?
I can do top three.
Top three. Hit me with them.
Not in order, though.
Okay.
I'm going to do Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It's got the vintage poster up there. I'm loving it.
Okay.
The Thing from 1982.
The original thing.
Well, technically, it's actually a remake. So the original one came out in the 50s, and it's complete trash. Yeah, it's terrible. I would not recommend it to a friend. But the Thing from 1982 that John Carpenter did with Kurt Russell, masterpiece.
They remade another one in
2011.
Yeah,
they
okay.
did. It's supposed to be reboot / prequel because it's supposed to be like the Norwegian base that the people in the beginning. Now it's funny because in the Thing though. Well, let me get to the third one too.
Okay.
I love this movie. So my third one, probably Aliens. I love Aliens.
Okay, all right.
Big sci-fi horror fan. But going back to the Thing though, it's crazy because if you knew Norwegian, or you could look up the dialogue, dude, you would know in the beginning that dog was an alien because he tells him he's like it's not a dog, it's a thing, kill it, stuff like that. But in Norwegian. So if you didn't know Norwegian, the movie's great. But if you knew Norwegian, you kind of ruined the movie for yourself.
Okay, right.
Because you don't know.
Start.
Yeah. So obviously, I spoiled it. Spoilers here. So, I mean, if you haven't seen a movie that's almost 40 years old, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Okay. But dude, the Thing though is great. John Carpenter did it, which he's actually a really good. He's pinnacle for late 70s. Mid 80s kind of like horror vibe, Halloween, his first big one, which is a classic in the slasher genre. That was from 79, I believe.
Not really scary, but a slasher, yeah.
Yeah, and it kicked off Jamie Lee Curtis's career.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's back in the public's eye because they did that sequel, which was okay.
It was all right. The end was a little dramatic for what it should have been, but
they opened it up for a sequel, and it's like
another fucking sequel to Halloween.
That movie was supposed to come out this year, but they're actually pushing it back to next year because of Corona.
I heard that they weren't pushing it back. That
it's staying on track though.
I heard they refunded that statement because Avatar 2 is actually out in New Zealand right now filming their.
I know they're
shit.
filming it. We'll get to Avatar later. Let's stay on because I got a lot on my mind about that.
Oh, they have like when I watched the interview a couple months after Avatar came out, he said they already had like 1 and 2 wrote or 2 and 3 wrote, and they had ideas up to 5 movies or something like that. And I heard that maybe The General is gonna be coming back, and dude, just some crazy shit.
We're gonna go back to 80s, but I gotta get on this about the Avatar. Okay, listen. Basically, to sum up Avatar, it's literally Dances with Wolves in space. It's copy. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'd give it like an 8.4, 8.3 out of 10. But it's masterpiece. Revolutionary though for special effects.
I was gonna say special effects blew. Hey, you gotta understand that movie came out. I don't want to be
2009.
wrong. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was 2010, but yeah, 2009.
2009, and here's the thing: the movie's over a decade old now. And this dude's coming out like, yeah, so I think we're going to make 3 or 4 more movies. It's like, bro.
No, they said that when that movie dropped.
He said that he wanted to, but they didn't make it. It wasn't official.
I could have swore there was an interview.
It wasn't official. He said he wanted to make more. Here's what he did, though, because he had the idea for Avatar back in like the 90s, but he wanted to wait because the technology at the time wasn't ready.
That's basically what they're talking about with the new Elder Scrolls. It's in the works, but they ain't worked on it
because catch up on technology
for what they want to do. They ain't got the shit to do it. So
No,
you know,
exactly.
I
But
understand that.
yeah, the new avatars, because the next one, the second one's supposed to be like a lot in water.
Oh, dude, it's gonna blow minds. The graphics are gonna be crazy.
I think it's gonna be cool, but honestly though, I don't know if it's gonna reach the same level of the first Avatar, because if you go to like Comic-Cons, like different cosplay like that, dude, like nobody cosplays Avatar. Like there's barely any compared to like Star Wars has been cosplayed for over 40 years.
Well, see, I'm more into the Avatar because of the like you said.
The graphics are cool.
The graphics, and even the new one. I think the new one is even gonna have
better. Yeah.
A revolutionary graphics for 2020 coming into the 2020 10-year span of that. I think it's gonna look amazing, and I think that's why it might actually climb charts really well. Is because like even in the first one, the detail, like when he first came up and he touches the thing they lay in, and he like pushes in that gel, and then when he goes up and he hits that flower and it all fucking, and then
it's great.
It's all CGI.
It's great CGI, 100%. I'm not denying that. Highest grossing movie of all time, dude, get out of here, bro. That is not.
Oh no, not at all.
It did like gangbusters over in China.
I thought it was almost kind of cheesy, and you could call it, like you said, it's Dances with Wolves in space. It is. If
you think about it though, Avatar probably, let's say Avatar was released now, and it was still revolutionary at the time. Okay, not now though. Let's say like a year ago, because all the movie theaters are shut down. So like let's say a year ago, China. When Avatar came out in the market, they didn't have a lot of American films coming in, and actually their movie theaters were like half of what they are now. Like they built so many.
Yeah.
So it made like $200 and like something $million in China in 2009. Like if you adjust it, it's like even more. But if you doubled the amount of theaters, it probably would have made like $650 million in China. So it would have been over $3 billion worldwide. But 700 and like $30 million was its original gross, and then they re-released it that year, so it got pushed up to 760. And it took, I don't know, 6 years for a movie to beat that domestic. It was Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Well, when they released the new Star Wars, everybody freaked out.
That and Avengers Endgame were like two of the most hyped up movies in the past 20 years, in my opinion.
Avengers is just the combat just draws you in because it's just so dramatic and it looks good when it's happening. Like the slow motion of it,
Marvel.
When Thor throws his hammers, when they all assemble and they all come flying in, it's all put together so well. I do think it's a little blown. I'm a big comic book guy. Like I have, I have the original Thanos right here.
And kind of like a mixture of Barney and I don't know.
Like they kind of kept to his chin. His chin's the same. The glove kind of looks similar.
Josh Brolin as Thanos. Dude, where's that dude's at least an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Act? Like in Infinity War. Endgame, he wasn't really in it so much. But Infinity War was his movie. They literally could have just called it Thanos.
I thought that how they had killed him off was just ridiculous.
I knew I knew
they were just gonna swoop in and just kill him.
If you didn't know that, you're honestly something special because, dude, you have to know that they're gonna bring him back. No way they're gonna kill off Black Panther, who literally right before that movie came out grossed $700 million domestic and like 1.3 bill. Worldwide.
Well, yeah, everyone thought all those people were going to disappear. I knew from the comic books that they were all going to come back. But, I mean, it happens a slight bit different from the comic book to the movie, and I personally like the comic book a bit better. But I just thought when they swooped in and killed him, it was just so quick. They could have drawn it out a little bit more.
Not going to lie, I kind of like Infinity War a little bit more than Endgame, only because I love a good villain. And Thanos really made that movie for me. Honestly, like, if Thanos was off that movie, I mean, it still would have been good, but it wouldn't have been great,
He's in the top 10 villains. I'll put him in the top 10 villains from that movie. From the second one, no, because he was a little puss-ass bitch. He was all fucking scarred up.
He died twice. How many villains can say that they died twice in that movie?
Fucking bitch. He died twice. All right? In one movie. All right?
I'm excited, though, to see what Marvel does.
It should be with Spider-Man.
Well, Tom Holland, because Sony's taking the rights back.
I know.
So they got one more movie lined up, and I think an Avengers movie that he might be doing, but I'm not.
I know. I'm pretty sure they're redoing Spider-Man again.
They're not gonna redo it
again. It's true. How many Spider-Mans have there been?
There's been 3 live action ones, between the span of like 2004 and 2000 and.
What was the wrong with the first live action one? I liked him as Spider-Man.
Well, he got a whole trilogy.
I thought it was great.
You gotta think, man. At the time, he was supposed to play like a high school player, high school teenager. You know, in the first movie, the dude was in his like mid-20s. You know, so by the time Spider-Man 3 rolls around, he's like 30.
Spider-Man, though, technically, when he gets his powers, was in his senior year, graduated, then went to college.
It depends on the universe, though, because
I know there's multiple universes, but that's the one that makes the most sense. I would not think that some 15-year-old kid, I know he's got powers and shit, and
I see it. Now, Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, I feel like he could have did better.
But it's the Peter Parker, though. That's what makes the Spider-Man.
I know, but it's like Thanos says about balance, you know? There's supposed to be balance with everything. Like, Andrew Garfield, now the first Amazing Spider-Man that came out in 2012, it was okay. You know,
I thought it sucked.
I thought it was okay.
I went in there hoping they were going to beat the first ones, and
I knew they wasn't going to beat them.
I walked out of there and I was like...
It's because the original trilogy is a little bit, especially the first one with Green Goblin, William Dafoe as Green Goblin. That
was beautiful. That was an amazing movie.
It's because they embraced the comic book kind of campiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think makes it hold up better, because the new one was too serious, to be honest. And Andrew Garfield is not a believable Peter Parker. Spider-Man, like the way he played Spider-Man, like witty and stuff, fine. But his Peter Parker... He's like a skateboarder, dude.
Yeah, it's not Peter Parker.
Yeah,
you know?
he was like kind of cool, and he's kind of like a handsome guy.
Peter Parker wasn't cool. Like, he was not a cool person. He was a nerd, actually.
But Tom Holland, I think, is a great blend. Like, I believe that he could be Spider-Man. Like, you hear him talk, the way he acts on screen and everything. Tom Holland is, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man. Granted, Tobey Maguire, I think the reason why a lot of people would put him up first is only because he was the first. Just because you're the first to something, though, doesn't mean that you were the best.
No, and I get you.
But you have a nostalgic.
The fourth? Because he made 4, right? Or no, it's 3.
He made 3. They were planning on doing a 4th.
So the third, when they brought in Venom, I didn't care for it as much. I liked Sandman, and from the comic book, he was pretty close. The Sandman was pretty fucking close to the comic book, but the Venom kind of ruined it for me.
Dude, I don't think you're the only one. I think just about everybody would agree. Like that, it was supposed to just be Sandman in it.
Yeah, I know.
And Sandman was a great character.
Oh, dude, they did him so well.
Yeah, Sandman was great. Now,
I thought if it was just Sandman, it would have been a good movie.
What's his name from that '70s show that played Eric? I forget the guy's name, but he played Venom. Come on, that's not right. And I did not like that one bit.
I thought the Venom itself, the CGI of Venom, was kind of interesting, especially when it was on Spider-Man.
I didn't like how he's built, though, because Venom's supposed to be beefier.
Yeah, see, Venom in the comic book had fucking... He's right here. He's a
jacked.
thick boy. He was like Incredible Hulk. He was massive.
You got thick, and then you got Venom.
Like the new Venom movie.
I enjoyed that, actually.
I thought it was okay, but... I will say that superhero movies have changed ever since 2010. Maybe 2012 was still, but like if think of like the Spider-Mans we're talking about, and then like the Batman series.
So the Dark Knight trilogy is a different breed all on its own.
Yeah, honestly, but I just feel like how they went about it was more trying to be more believable.
Here's the thing you gotta understand.
Same with like the Tobey Maguire one, Spider-Man, which it was almost more believable. They didn't like draw it out as crazy as like
Spider-Man. The first 3 Spider-Mans is a little campy. I mean, let's be honest, it's not believable at all.
Well, yeah, but it's more believable than the new one where he's getting a suit that turns into a space suit. And that
I like that.
I think it's cool. The Iron Spider's cool idea, but it's just. The realistic, which one is a little bit more realistic, and that would be the Tobey Maguire. That would be this Batman series, then the new Batman that came out, Batman vs Superman, which sucked.
This The Dark Knight, this is what actually truly... Now, there's different phases in... might as well just talk about super movies for a little bit. Or comic book films, whatever you want to call it.
We're just rattling.
Yeah, but... Okay, so... I'm going to go into that. Before I get into that, I got to start at the beginning of superhero movies, though. So, Marvel was basically going bankrupt, so they sold off a lot of their properties for film rights. And none of the studios were using them yet. But then, the first one to come out, there was a Captain America movie that came out that was terrible. There was like a Wonder Woman thing, crap like that, but, dude, Blade. Blade's the official start. So it was a mild hit.
Not a lot of people know that Blade is a Marvel character?
I know. Wesley Snipes is my dude.
I thought the Blade trilogy...
Third one's a little iffy. I think 2 is the best, though. Because Guillermo del Toro directed it. But X-Men is what actually started the whole... Because the Batman movies were huge, but they had problems.
Oh, I know. They went through a couple different Batmans. They didn't like...
3. You had Michael Keaton...
Which was
in Batman
89.
and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
And then you had Val Kilmer, which was in Batman Forever.
Yep.
Now this right here, this is the one that made people scared of another Batman movie, and that's why it took a while. It was Batman and Robin with George Clooney. Dude, Bat Nipples, Batman Credit Card, like that. Not gonna lie though, that movie is god awful, but it has
its moments.
I don't care what anybody says. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is amazing.
Poison Ivy was hot. When I was a kid, I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's because it's Uma Thurman, bro. Uma Thurman, That movie came out, I think, in 97, but that's the reason why they were a little worried about making a Batman movie.
They killed it. They changed the game when they did...
The Dark Knight in 2008, yeah.
Oh, man.
Actually... I know.
I don't think a Batman will ever top this.
We're just gonna keep rambling.
I don't think Batman will a Batman movie will ever top. He was a good Bruce Wayne.
And
he was a good Batman. And they had a fire. What's his name? Who was the butler? Oh man.
Alfred.
Oh, Alfred. I know. But who is the actor?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, man. He is anything he is in. He is like.
Michael Caine.
Anything he says sounds like it's good advice. He can say the worst advice in the world. And it sounds like it's good advice.
This movie right here, The Dark Knight, changed a lot of things in the film industry, for sure. Because we were going to talk about the Oscars.
Here's the original Joker. You got...
Jack Nicholson, yeah. From 1989.
Who do you like better?
Dude,
we're not even going to... But where do we...
The problem is they're so different.
Include the third one. The new one.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix?
Oh, man.
He was great.
He was... But is he...
He was actually the fourth.
Which... Because there's a couple different universes with Batman as well.
Dude, Jared Leto sucked though in Suicide Squad.
Oh, I know. Oh no, he's not a good Joker. I hated that movie because they ruined Joker. And then he was upset because he didn't play the role of the new Joker movie, thinking he was going to be Joker forever. Suicide Squad failed. It sucked. And he was one of the reasons it sucked. I'm sorry. Joker, slicked back hair, trying to look like a gangster. Get out of here, man.
Damaged tattoo and stuff.
He's got a purple fucking... No. He's a clown. He's a fucked up clown.
Jared Leto's a good actor. He's actually a singer, too. He's a lead singer for, I think, 30 Seconds to Mars.
I don't
He's an Oscar-winning actor.
Yeah, but I mean...
But that's because of Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
With Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
That's a good-ass movie.
Dallas Buyers Club, that's a good one. But, dude, no, seriously, though, going back, though, the Dark Knight, that's the reason why the Academy Awards, they used to do only 5 nominations for Best Picture. That caused an outright, everybody was pissed because it wasn't nominated for Best Picture that year. What was even nominated? Slumdog Millionaire won Best Picture. Who talks about that movie?
Yeah.
Or The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, a 3-hour movie of Brad Pitt reverse aging.
It was a good movie, though.
Yeah, but not as good as... I honestly would have nominated that year, I would have put The Dark Knight in there, and I would put WALL-E in there, because Pixar is great.
Oh, dude.
I love Pixar, but that's why now, at first, the first 3 years after that, or it's 2, I think it was the first 2 years after that incident, they had 10 nominees set, which was good because it was to invite more sci-fi stuff. So the following year, you had District 9 getting nominated, Avatar getting nominated, Up was nominated, which was the second animated
That was a
film.
great movie. I
love that, dude. No movie has ever made me cry in the first 2 minutes.
If we're gonna talk, oh man, there's plenty of movies that just get me going. Like
But in the first
Stand
2
by
minutes-
Me, I have on here that was
Stand
made
By
in
Me is a good
'86.
one.
Dude, favorite movie of all time. I will say that. Like if
That's your favorite?
favorite classic, like if I have to pick one movie to watch with a gun to my head, if someone makes me think of a movie, I'm gonna think of Stand By Me, because it's probably gonna make that motherfucker cry. He's pointing the gun. Okay, it's just such a heartfelt movie. I love this everything about it, and it just reminds me of my childhood,
So
like my friends
that's your favorite movie then from the 80s?
from the '80s for sure.
What would be? I'm curious. What would be your favorite movie from this past decade? So from the 2010s.
Oh,
Because I already know my favorite. Hands down, one of my favorite movies ever.
what is it?
Wolf of Wall Street, bro. With
Okay.
Leo.
That's a remake.
I know, but I love that movie.
Have you seen the original?
No, I
It's
haven't.
great. It's great. You should watch it.
No way it's as good as this one because it's Martin Scorsese. You got Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm not a big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
I agree that they should have gave him a fucking award. He
a-
deserves it. He's been in flawless, great movies, but everyone talks him up. This is one thing. I'm a big fan of the people they play, and that's why I love movies and I love the depth of characters and getting to know the character. I hate getting to know actors because half of them I can care less about. They're just some buddy that's got more money than me and
Yeah,
is
exactly.
on a film, and fuck you. All right.
I get that. There's some. I separate the artist from the art. Okay, like Kevin Spacey did some terrible stuff.
I only care about the art, though. I can care less about the artist. Like, yeah, it's cool. That it's great that you're in it, and it's great that you're a good artist, and you're in it, and you're
I just
making
care about
it
what
great.
they did in that art. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so,
That's
like-
how I am. I could care less what they. I mean, now if they did something terrible, I kind of care, but I'm gonna separate it from the movie.
Yeah, when I talk about Star Wars, for instance, I talk about all the actors by their names in Star Wars because that's what I know them by, because that's who I love them as. I care less. I don't even know who they actually are, what their personalities
Did you
are.
ever watch the documentary?
Yeah, did you see they just released a new one about the Skywalker trilogy, family line?
Saga.
Yeah.
I watched it. I like the one that they did on the original trilogy. I learned a lot, bro. Like George Lucas.
Like how they
basically-
filmed it. And,
Yeah, but George Lucas basically paid for Empire.
I know.
Yeah, it was like one of the biggest independent.
They
films.
at first no one thought it would work.
Oh, nobody thought Star Wars was gonna work.
It was like Clint Eastwood when he first went into Hollywood. They told him to go home because he's never gonna act in Hollywood. He actually made all his movies
Dude, Clint
in
Eastwood.
Spain and Mexico. His first movies were all
Spaghetti
shot
westerns.
were spaghetti westerns, and then the U.S. loved them. So then he came over to the U.S., made a whole bunch of amazing. Clint Eastwood is one of my favorite directors. Did you know he's allergic to horses?
I did not know that.
How many movies have you seen where he's on a horse?
Like almost every single one. At least from his older.
He's
Dude, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is.
Outlaw Josie
masterpiece.
Wales, A Few Dollars More. He's my all-time favorite director, and if you want to say actor, I love his movies as well. Mule was great.
I like
Gran
that was his
Torino.
last role.
Gran Torino made me cry.
I
I
know.
knew it when he went to go reach in. I was like, oh, he's getting his lighter.
That's a good one though.
Hmm.
Did you like the one he directed? He's not in it. American Sniper. Did you like that one? I saw it 4 times in theaters.
Now there's a lot of there's some controversy on that
There's
about
always controversy though about a war movie.
that being his book that he wrote being wrong in a couple things. Look at, I'm not saying the man is. He's a hero, and you know he should always be honored. But look into it. It's a little bit.
I have the
It's
book.
funny.
I've read a little bit of it. I'm not a big book guy. You know, I'm more of.
I listen to all my shit off Audible.
Oh, okay.
I don't read either. I put my shit on the speaker. I'll be like something I do when I edit, and I'll have like sometimes the people's voices, man, they're really nice. They get me tired as fuck though. You're just sitting there listening to this like,
Fall asleep.
oh yeah, like I just went through all the Gunslinger trilogy with Stephen King's books.
Oh, okay.
I listened to most of
The,
those.
the Dark Tower stuff.
Oh dude, the movie's terrible. But
I've seen like one scene. It looked bad.
the book's amazing.
I like the actors though.
Yeah.
Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
It had potential. It did. It was just.
It was rushed.
I feel like a lot of Stephen King movies, they're either hits or they're misses, and sometimes
50-50.
sometimes they're a hit and I watch them, and like the original It is cool and all. The new It, everyone went crazy for it. I thought it was way blown out of proportion when they went into the sewer, and it was then people floating, and
Really?
the sewer was like the sewer. What sewer is that fucking tall? Look at the original. They were shot that in a real sewer. This one, not a real sewer, and it's
I like the
fucking.
new ones.
It's fucking 5 stories tall. They walked in a tunnel that's only like 20 feet below ground. It's like Fast and the Furious when they drove down that 17-mile fucking runway.
Yeah.
It's just shit you notice. And I thought that was super blown out of proportion. I was like, listen, he didn't have people floating. He's a fucked up clown. And yeah, he's from another dimension, which all connects to the Gunslinger series.
I know, it's everything. All of his stories are connected.
But he's not a crazy magical wizard clown. No, that's not actually what it is. So, but they were good. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying when that scene happened, I was in the movies like, the fuck is this? I thought it was gonna come with some real creepy shit, and then we walked in and it was a floating circus and all colorful.
I like the sound, like everybody started doing that though after Inception. But dude,
yeah,
when I see a sci-fi or a horror movie, I take it like lightly. Like I'm like that though, like, cause I'll look at it and be like, dude, that's so unbelievable. But then I'll sit back. That's like watching a Godzilla.
Sci-fi is almost different for me though. I love You know what I love watching? Sci-fi movies off the side. Like back in the day, me and my dad would go watch
old bad ones.
You know, those are all B-rated actors. Some of them were good. Some of them had their moments. A lot of like Sharknado, that's all dumb shit.
I hate that.
But a lot of like Stargate, that was all B-class actors.
Starship
Troopers, that was all B-class actors. That was all sci-fi movie. And that's huge movies. Huge movies. They became massive. If you don't know Starship Troopers, you're missing the fuck out. They got little grenade. It's like Fallout, but they actually didn't go through a nuclear war. They got little...
With the bugs.
Oh, dude, it's fucking crazy.
I just bought a tanker bug pop. I got it. Dude, my favorite, like, when I think of B-list, like, actors, dude, first one that comes to my head is Bruce Campbell. And the Evil Dead trilogy.
Oh.
I love those movies, bro.
This is my boomstick, bro. Aw,
yeah,
dude.
From Army of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Raimi directed those, who also did the Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
But, dude, I love the Evil Dead franchise. That's probably my favorite horror franchise. Alien's number 2 probably, because Alien has, like, 2 really good movies. And then 4... it's hokey, but I kind of like it. But like all the other Alien movies are kind of trash.
All right, one sec. Just gotta check. Oh yeah, had 1 minute left. You were talking about aliens. No, scary movies. Ever since about, I would say maybe 2000 and the 2000s have been trash. They're either jump scare movies or they claim to be the scariest movie in the world. They're not. You got like Paranormal Activity and all that, but that's all you gotta remember. That's a jump scare movie. That's not like The Exorcist. They're old scary movies are where it's at. You want to get into some good movies.
70s and 80s.
There was, I can't think of the fucking name. In the 70s, it's a major haunting that happened in a funeral home that turned into a house. And a family moved in with their kids, and they made a whole movie about it in the 70s. It's super old. If anyone knows, drop it in the comments.
It's not Amityville, is it?
It might be.
Is it the one where the dad kind of goes crazy, and he's like possessed and stuff? Because I think...
Yeah, the basement...
They did a remake with Ryan Reynolds, which was not good.
I don't think this has ever been remade.
I don't know it then. It's one I haven't seen.
My dad turned me onto it, and it made me not sleep at night. Like it was one of those movies where, because I used to talk shit about me, because everyone told me like I watched Candyman like 8 years old. I was like, fuck that. That shit wasn't scary.
Nah, dude.
It wasn't.
You know, I watched, dude. My dad, dude. Speaking of
Exorcist,
80s,
scary.
He didn't show me that, but speaking of 80s. Yeah, I watched that. I had to watch a lot of movies on my own. Speaking of 80s, though, bro, I can't believe I forgot about Predator.
Oh, no, yeah, it's on here. I was getting to it.
I didn't even know that you had...
It came out in 87, yeah.
Dude, that movie is like one of the most quotable movies that I've ever seen, bro. I love that.
They did Predator and they did Alien because they were linking that without anybody even really knowing.
Well, they linked it up in Dark Horse Comics.
Yep.
So that's where it started, and everybody's like, oh, Alien versus Predator. You know, and for a while they were doing like Alien versus Batman.
Can I tell you something fucked up?
What?
I'm a big comic book collector. 3rd grade. And I hope Miss fucking Dixon is watching this fucking shit right here. Alright? I, show and tell, brought in some comic books. I think these two were a part of it. I got a RoboCop vs. Terminator here.
I like it when they did that stuff.
Punisher, okay.
I've actually never seen this in person.
I left all my shit. There. We went out to recess, came back, and she confiscated.
Why? Because you were an adult?
She took the Predator because it had tits in it. Listen, this was a never opened... Oh, you fucking dog's about to bark right now.
Free the tit.
Look, I got dogs. This was a never opened before. I've never opened it. I didn't even know tits were in the fucking thing. It was in clear wrap, sealed in the back, just like these are. Okay, the things that are holding these are through the actual
She went
cardboard.
through your stuff without.
So she opened it and then took it and then never gave it back. Never. I've never
Didn't even
got it
tell your
back.
parents or nothing?
No, I told my mom. My mom told her ass to give it back to me, and she didn't. Fuck you, Miss Dixon.
I feel like it's up to the parents,
It wasn't third grade. It was fourth grade. Yeah. Yeah, because third grade I had Mr. Lackney. Yeah, fuck you, fourth grade, Miss Dixon.
I think we were actually in that class together. Not gonna lie.
I hated that bitch, bro. Ever since she did that, I hate that little bit. That bitch. Oh, man, fuck that bitch.
I remember trading comic books in elementary school. I remember how that was cool. You remember Pokemon cards? I never played that game, but I collected the cards.
I did Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card collector, and I did play. Shannon did a lot of Pokemon.
See, I was big into. I love the games. I still play the new ones and everything. I love Pokemon games.
Yeah, okay. I see. I don't have...
I like the OG Pokemon, like a actual Pokemon game.
Okay.
You're training, you beat the gym leaders and stuff. Those are a lot of fun.
Okay.
But all the other side stuff, I don't really get into. Your dogs, I think they want to get in on this.
So, sorry, everybody. My dogs, I think are getting taken out right now. I'm not sure, but you're gonna hear them in the background. It's the life of having dogs. I got a lot.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but Blade Runner came out in the '80s. So that's '82.
See,
The original Blade Runner.
The problem with that movie though is because when it came out, it was considered a box office bomb.
I know.
But it got a cult following. So then they ended up doing, which actually was a great sequel, was Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that just came out.
With Ryan Gosling in it. Dude,
What?
I really enjoy that movie, but it bombed too. So we're never going to get another Blade Runner, I think. They gave it a second chance. But the budget was huge for it. They gave it like a $200 million budget.
I thought it was a good movie.
It was beautiful.
I just watched it again the other day, and I watched the original and the new one, and I enjoyed both of them. I still do.
The first one's cool because it's really dark and gritty, but the second one, dude, that is a beautiful movie. But I'm kind of mad at that movie though because it won Best Visual Effects, which it came out in 2017. I really wanted War for the Planet of the Apes to win Special Effects because all three were nominated. And dude, Andy Serkis, where's that dude's Oscar nomination for Caesar? Are you kidding me? I don't care if it's mocap.
Compared to the original Planet of the Apes, those were fucking amazing. Bringing them into the new age,
I like all of them except the second one. The second one's a little trippy for me.
The old schools?
With the people, and they're like in the tunnel, and they're like hailing like the atom bomb or whatever. That one was a little iffy for me. It's a little weird.
Dude, they're crazy, man. I like the original.
The first one's great.
You gotta understand the budget they worked with.
What was that? I know it was in the late 60s.
Oh, dude.
I think it was like 68 when the first one came out. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
They had no budget. It was it wasn't supposed to be a big hit, and it was a bigger hit than they thought it was going to be. So even though you don't think they made a lot of money, those first films actually did gross a decent amount of money for what they put into it. Because I know it was a low budget film for, I'm pretty sure, all of them. And you know what? For being 60s, 70s movies, because those are 60s, 70s, yeah, you got to dress a guy up like an ape. You ain't really got. They didn't have CGI back then.
I think the costumes actually hold up pretty well.
I mean, yeah, you got the point. They're apes that could talk.
Did you see the Tim Burton one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
That movie is actually kind of underrated. Like, I'm not saying it's a great movie, but those costumes are amazing.
Yeah.
Those costumes are great, and the cast is awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to look dumb. I think it's Tim Roth though. I'm pretty sure it's Tim Roth. Paul Giamatti's in that. He played like an orangutan. Dude, those costumes were great though.
Oh, they were.
Awesome.
Those were actual, just like full-fledged costumes. Probably cost a fortune.
Oh, it's a Tim Burton movie. It's always gonna be weird.
Love Tim Burton. Sweeney Todd. Have you ever seen Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, with
Murderous
Johnny
Barber.
Depp.
Oh, dude.
It's like a musical, right?
A lot of Tim Burton's film have like Johnny Depp and his crew because they try to always put his friends, which is Johnny Depp and everybody. He tries to always put them in his.
You know what his first movie was, right?
Tim Burton film.
Mm-mm. Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah, it was.
He was the kid. It's a Wes Craven film, but he was the. I'm pretty sure he was the kid that was in the bed, and he pulls him down. All the blood comes out. That was his first, because he was actually going to try and be a musician. He wasn't planning on being an actor, and he was having a hard time, I guess, with the music wise. But he got a gig, doing that movie. I just say a gig, like, oh, it sounds like a good gig, bro. You got working at McDonald's, sweet gig.
Sweet gig, bro.
Yeah, but no, dude, it's funny how a lot of people don't plan on like doing something and then they end up doing it. You know?
So if you want to be something, don't plan on it, and you'll be it.
Oh, if you don't plan on being an actor, I guarantee you'll win like 3 Oscars.
Life advice, yeah.
That's what Meryl Streep did. She just walked in.
Speaking of, what do you mean? What's going on? What you said? There's some shit with the Oscars. I just want to get into that real
Bro,
quick.
it's so biased and it's stupid because I get it. They're artsy movies and they're not gonna nominate like big blockbusters because, let's be honest, they don't really need the extra light on them because everybody knows about it. You know,
Okay.
So they shine a light on the indie films, which a lot of times there's some really good indie movies in there. But no, what really pisses me off is when they nominate something just because to nominate it. So I get it. There's a huge, it's a race kind of thing that people say about the Oscars. You know, I'm not like saying, I just don't want them to nominate something or nominate somebody because of their skin color. I think.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
See, I understand diversity is very important, and that's actually great in film too. Because a lot of the older movies, it's mostly white dudes. You know. Yeah. I mean, they're great movies, but at the time it was like John Wayne playing Genghis Khan. Like, that's so stupid. Big white dude playing a Mongolian.
I hate John Wayne because all his
What?
cowboy movies, he was clean as a whistle. Cowboys aren't clean. They're dirty. They don't shower every day. They filmed in an irradiated Nevada desert. Okay, half of them got cancer from it. Look it up. They made documentaries on that. And then every scene, he had pearly white teeth. He was
He's an
always clean.
actor,
He never.
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Look at Clint Eastwood. Even in his big movies like Josie Wales, he was dirty. He was playing a role of a cowboy.
John Wayne, he
He's too clean.
He was like the clean, strong, good man. You know, like, but I like John Wayne. But going back though, because some movies get nominated just for the fact that it's like a different ethnicity or because of the gender. Now, I love movies though that have a lot of diversity in it, and like you don't even really like, especially with the whole sex thing, the sexes. You know, I don't like a female character where they force it down my throat like, oh
That
yeah,
she's a female character.
yeah. But I like it. I named my dog Ripley after Ellen Ripley from Alien because she didn't state the fact that okay, I'm a woman, I can do this. You know, like dude, she just did it.
Yeah.
She was a badass. And same with Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yep. Oh, dude, such a great movie.
Dude, that's in my top 10 movies of all time. But I love a female character where they're strong and they don't have to tell me that because they're a female they're that strong. You know.
That's like Silence of the Lambs. Like that's a female movie, but
they're not forcing it down your throat.
They don't force it down your throat. That it's a all female based movie, and it's a great fucking movie. If you've never seen Silence of the Lambs, it's on Netflix. Check it out. But
it just makes me mad when, you know, a movie should be nominated for the merits of the art. I don't think there should be like a checklist.
Okay.
You know, because look at Parasite just won Best Picture.
Yeah.
There's not a single white dude in the whole movie. I don't care. I'll watch it. I love it. It's all South Korean cast. Bong Joon-ho, I think his name is. I may have said that wrong. So if I said it wrong, sorry. But yeah, like I love a movie where they have a full cast and there's not a lot of white people. I could care less. But some people have to make a point, and I don't think it's like the general public really that does it. I think it's
news. It's getting that article.
It's the news, but it's Hollywood because in Hollywood they're trying to please everybody, and honestly they're the ones that point out stuff that a lot of people don't really notice. You know, like I never cared about that, and then you know, like oh well, so and so this and that, and it's like, dude, who cares? Just watch their movie.
Yeah.
You know, because I think it's weird. Like Black Panther. Black Panther's a really good movie. And it's like an all-black cast, and they kind of mocked the white guy in there. You know, I thought it was funny. I could care less.
Yeah, I didn't go into there like, oh, this is an all-black movie. That's gonna make it 100% better.
No.
I didn't even think that it's an all-black cast.
I saw it 4 times.
There's a director out there. I'm not gonna say his name, mainly because Keel.
Jordan
Peele.
Jordan Peele is.
He only hires black actors.
Which is fine.
I don't care less what he does.
Yeah.
You can hire all black actors. That's fine. You can hire all Korean. You can hire all Latino, white. I care less. I just want to see a good movie.
I get where he's coming from, because he said he doesn't want to hire a white lead because that's been done, and it has. I've seen so many people that are white.
But why does it matter what race they are? Why can't you just hire someone because they're a good lead? They're a good person for the actual position. I
get where he's coming from, because there hasn't been. I mean, there's been a good amount, but nowhere near. Like, how many times can you say that you've seen a lot of like black leads, or like black Americans or black anything, like
I can name two. Well,
I've seen a lot more.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox is white.
Oh, not Michael J. Fox. What's his name? There's Samuel Jackson. There's
Denzel Washington. Morgan Freeman. I know.
That Morgan Freeman's why Morgan and Michael.
Did you know he gets a freckle every time he explains something?
There's they're all super. They've been leads in many a movie, and I will say, not Morgan Freeman, Denzel Curry. He's one of my favorite African American.
Denzel Washington. Dude, you're a good dog. Denzel Curry, isn't a basketball player.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all right.
Dude, no, Denzel Washington.
He's
best performance that he ever did, bro, is Training Day.
Oh.
That with Ethan Hawke in it, dude. That movie's really good. And then see like.
He played a real great gangster movie, and I'm trying to think of the name.
I know what you're talking about.
He shoots the guy right on the street. He comes out the restaurant and fucking. Here's your guys. Oh man, what that movie's about? What's that movie name?
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
God dang! Oh, it's such a good movie.
I know exactly. I just don't know the name. I've seen it before once. But dude, going back to Jordan Peele though, dude, Get Out. Get Out's really good, and I think Us was really good. American Gangster.
Yeah, American Gangster. That's a mainly all black lead cast, and that movie's fucking phenomenal. I loved that movie. Like I said, when he walks up and shoots that guy right there on the street, comes back in and starts eating breakfast again, I thought that was awesome.
Bro, there was a big controversy at the 2016 Oscars, or 2017 Oscars, but it's 2016 movies. That whole year though was kind of messed up anyways, because they announced La La Land won Best Picture, but they read it wrong. It was actually Moonlight. But no, the funny thing is because Casey Affleck won Best Actor.
Okay.
And a lot of people wanted Denzel Washington too, which he was really good in Fences. But no offense, dude. That movie's really boring. That's a really boring movie.
But when you're doing Best Actor though, you got to look at the acting, not.
Oh, he was great, but I liked Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea because he was. Dude, that movie. They should just call that movie Depression. I swear that movie is literally just straight depression. You got
watch this movie. You're gonna be sad. Couple days,
dude,
promise you.
From beginning to end, it's just sad. And the ending, like, it's a good movie. It's like an 8.6, but dude. The guy is like he ran away from home basically to live away from it.
Okay.
But he has to go back because his brother just died. Now he's got to take care of his nephew.
Keep talking. I'm gonna grab a beer.
Yeah, but the problem is, dude, you find out there was this messed up stuff that happened. He accidentally killed his own kids because he got messed up and he lit a fire in the fireplace and he went to the gas station. Like he walked there and he walked back. Ambulance, fire trucks, everything's there.
House burned down.
Dude, yeah, his wife made it out, but his kids died, and dude, it's so sad. Sorry if I don't know if you.
Did he go to? He didn't go to jail for that, did he?
No.
That was kind of accidental.
It was an accident, but
yeah.
But dude, that movie is literally depression. Like you watch it, and you don't feel good after it.
Oh man, you don't feel good after
you don't.
You get this feeling, and your stomach tightens.
You just feel. You feel like there's no hope in the world. You lose all hope. Just from watching that movie.
That's like Good Will Hunting.
I love that movie though. Robin Williams.
Dude, when they're sitting at the lake, he starts talking about love. He's like, "You don't know love till you're sitting next to your fucking wife at the hospital while she's got stage 2 cancer." And I was just like, that whole time, first time I seen that movie, I was just like, "Oh my fucking god, dude, this man can talk." And that's when I really started getting into Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, He could do both.
He had a
dramatic,
beautiful
he could do both
beard.
Comedy.
He had a beautiful beard.
I want that beard.
Dude, every time he grew it out, it was bushy as shit, or he didn't have a beard. It was there was no like I just got some stubble unless it was for a movie. But like him as a person, it was always just, or it was nothing at all.
That movie's great though. Good Will Hunting.
Oh man.
What won that year? Titanic, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Titanic. Going back to James Cameron and Avatar and all, but Titanic, in my opinion, is like one of the most overrated movies I've ever seen in my life.
I don't like it. I
I just like the shipwreck.
Yeah, that part's kind of
The
cool.
CGI's really cool.
I like the history behind it and that it's true. I'm a big fan of films based off true stories and how close they hit it to actually being a recreation of what happened. And then, because you gotta understand, like for a prime example, and I can't think of his name. He's a physicist and he tweets. He stopped for a little bit. I think he's doing it. He tweets out flaws in movies. He was on Joe Rogan before. And he was talking about this one, for instance, when your Gravity. He said he picked Gravity apart.
Not gonna lie, bro. That movie's so overrated.
It sucked. I watched it thinking it was going to be beautiful, and it sucked.
That movie's so boring.
But for example,
that was a bad year.
when her hair was like moving, that wouldn't happen. There's no wind. It would sit still. Wherever it's floating out, it would stay there. It wouldn't just keep floating away.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've tried watching that movie twice, and I've fallen asleep both times. It's just, it's so boring. That movie's so boring. I know I never finished it, but come on. I've seen the ending. I looked it up online and everything. Dude, that movie's so boring. But that was a bad year.
Good space movie, Interstellar.
Dude, Matthew McConaughey. But that's Christopher Nolan, though. Anytime Christopher Nolan... Where's that man's Oscar?
Where's that man's fucking Oscar? Get this man an Oscar.
Just give it to him. I don't even care. Honorary. I don't care. It could be in the summertime. Just give it to him.
Give this goddamn man an Oscar.
He was nominated, though, for Dunkirk, which the movie's okay. That's not his best, but...
I thought it was extremely boring, but I
thought it was okay.
Historical. It's based off a true story, and it was very close to what actually happened.
The sound editing was really good.
It was beautiful.
With the planes and everything. That was great in IMAX, but... No, he was nominated that year. That was the first time he got nominated. I knew he was going to lose, though, because they gave it to Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water, which they actually won Best Picture.
I didn't even watch that fucking movie.
Dude, it's wild.
it's wild.
It's good. I've seen it 3 times, but it's wild.
Okay.
It's literally a fish man having sex with a mute.
All right. Well, okay. I don't know if I want to watch that now, and I don't understand why that won over... Oh, man. Okay. Well, if we're going to talk war movies, let's talk old school. Start there. We'll talk Platoon. That's an 80s movie, actually.
Classic.
That came out in 86 with Charlie Sheen. That's... If you were talking...
I think that won Best Picture.
If you're talking Vietnam War movies...
That's great. Oh, same with... Oh, my God, dude.
What's his name from Back to the Future played in it? I know what you're thinking of. Unless you're thinking of We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. That's a
good one, too.
Beautiful movie.
Oh, my God. Dude, I'm going insane right now.
Saving Private Ryan?
No, it's like one of the greatest war movies ever. It's a Vietnam one. How am I forgetting? I gotta look it up, bro. I'm gonna go insane. It's got Marlon Brando in it, though. Dude, I gotta look this up. It's that part. He's like,
what's it? God, when they're like taking over the hill.
Dude, I gotta look this up. This is gonna bother me. I won't be able to sleep tonight if I don't. I can't believe. Oh my, I'm so stupid, bro. Apocalypse Now.
Oh, that movie's fucking beautiful.
From 79.
Oh, dude, Apocalypse Now? Oh, I don't even understand why. I shouldn't knew that's what you're thinking of. I have a friend, Lub, that's like his favorite. Favorite. Why did my screen just shut off?
I think your cat unplugged it.
Oh. Hey! Yo, if you unplug my computer, not gonna be happy.
Why, would we lose all that?
The last half, yeah.
Oof. First half was really good, though.
Get the fuck out of here.
The last half might make me look out as a racist.
It's a chalkboard. You can say anything on it. Just wipe it off. This is the part I'll just end up editing out.
Yeah, you could probably take out the race shit.
No, I'm going to leave that in there.
You are?
Oh, yeah. No, that's the point of this channel. It's the chalkboard. You can say whatever
It's
you
not-
want. I don't think it's racist. You're just saying the truth. I don't think it should. Here's my point. I don't think it should matter what skin color you are. If you're a good actor and you fit the role, then I think it shouldn't matter.
I think it's sad though that we live in a society now where you say anything that comes out of your like. I know some people say really bad stuff and they should be held accountable for I'm not saying jail or nothing like that because it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, I
Like,
was gonna
if
say.
You have the right to not want to talk to that person at that point if they say something that you don't agree with. That's fine, but don't get up in their face and yell about it. But don't come at me and if I'm somebody who's just talking about movies, you know, and talking about actors and talking about the color, like the diversity problem, but I'm not like, don't call me a racist, you know, because just for that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm speaking my mind. I'm not being offensive in any way. But some people, dude, all across the board on anything you talk about. I'm not even talking about race. I'm just talking about stupid stuff. You know, just anything. People get really offended, and those people really piss me
Well,
off.
that's like that. You can even take that into comedy and look at from where comedy used to be to where it is now.
It's hard to be a comic now.
You used to be able to say so much shit. Whatever
There
you
was a
fucking
line.
want.
There was like one, like I think it was, yeah. You had to be later on. You had to be really careful about your
It fluctuates where you could push the line where because they all
racial slurs. You had to be a little tiptoey.
it's you got to judge your crowd when you come out, and if your crowd's laughing at stuff, you got to understand when you're going to see a comedian, when you're going to see a comedy guy.
You just can't say that. You just can't say.
If
the
you
hard R.
read any one of those comedy scripts just off of paper in your own context, something that might have sounded racist to you, if you just read that, yeah, it would sound racist. But if you heard it in the joke form, where he's actually making it a joke because it is just a joke, he doesn't mean it. This
Yeah.
is just for humor because you need to have a sense of humor about things. And, you know, even if it's bad, no offense, but the Holocaust happened. The Jews still have the Jews are the reason we have museums about the Holocaust. We have concentration camps that are still up and fully intact because they want people to remember
You're
the
supposed to
struggles and the strive they had to make, and you're supposed to learn from it.
Learn from your mistakes. They always say history repeats itself. History repeats itself if you don't remember what happened.
You take everything away. If they tore all the Holocaust stuff down, we would have nothing. And yeah, it's not a beautiful
At
memory.
least we got Schindler's List, though.
But if you think about it, it is. We overcame Germany. If Germany would have just held back and created their jets and actually mass produced them before they start, if they would have waited another year to start the war, we would have lost.
You think so?
Oh, they were so much more advanced.
I'm not too familiar on.
You understand when they came out with the jets and all that, and they were like super advanced. It was the end of the war almost. We were already like pushing lines in Berlin and shit like that. And then they didn't have enough. They were apparently fucking working on transportation and space travel with the Bell.
Oh, okay.
The Bell, there's all that we have footage of, and then we took all their scientists and brought them over here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then put them to work for us, and then now you got
Cats messing around over there.
half the shit. And this is what I mean, like, okay, they want all the statues of people that used to own slaves, but then didn't own slaves and still were in the government, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let me put it this way: everything you own, probably your cell phone, shit like that, was created by a Nazi scientist that killed Jews.
It's a definite possibility. Like I said,
EMPs that we use,
I'm
jets,
not very educated on the subject.
certain shit like that. Nazi scientists, that's what we took. We split shit basically with Russia. Well, Russia got a lot of the material stuff, and then we got the scientists, and then span the Cold War, which personally, we should have just kept marching. We should have marched right over top of Russia. Right when we got met at the Berlin line. And there's famous generals from World War II that said the same fucking thing. When they've never been in the Cold War.
I do know though, Russia, their big advantage that they have on a lot of people is their territory, the weather. So if you end up, and especially back in World War II,
No, I know, but we should have gave them shit. We should have pushed them back to Russia. Because we're not out. At that point, we weren't allies. We were just two enemies fighting a common enemy.
Yeah. But you don't want to get stuck in Russia in the winter trying to have an attack. I do know that.
Well, that's why the Germans fell so bad. And then even like in like Paris when they were there, did you know they used disease-ridden rats against Nazis?
Sounds believable. Yeah.
They were releasing like rats and shit upon them that had like diseases. They were putting them in their camps and oh yeah, dude, it was brutal. If you lived in that side of the world during that time, it was rough over there. It was totally different from the life you like, man.
You know what? Probably the best World War II movie in my opinion though.
Glorious Bastards.
Oh.
That's not the best is Saving Private Ryan.
Exactly, but dude, in Glory. Oh, now you're gonna get me going on Quentin Tarantino, bro. That's
Tom Hanks
my favorite director is Tarantino.
in that movie. Oh, Quentin Tarantino?
My favorite director.
He's a great director.
He's not made one bad movie. Every single movie that he's done is at least somewhat enjoyable. I think his weakest film is Jackie Brown, just because Robert De Niro kind of pisses me off in it.
I thought it was a bad movie.
You thought so?
I thought it was a bad movie. I'm not saying like, listen, when you're looking at it, if you're looking at it from a director's standpoint, you got to understand that like if you really want to look into a movie, if you want to call it bad just based off how because you think it's bad, okay, fine, and that's how I'm coming from it. But if you see something like, okay, well I didn't like the camera angles, he was breaking the rule of 180, he was doing all this, shit wasn't right, then yeah, it would be a bad fucking movie. Like in one of the Mission Impossibles, there's a guy sweeping in the background, the broom's not even on the ground. It was the most noticeable thing about the movie. Right when you noticed it, that's all you thought about for the rest of the movie is that this guy's got a broom just hovering. He's not sweeping. He's just hovering a broom like a foot across the concrete. It's hilarious. And being like a camera guy, I'm always looking at them angles.
Do you like Tarantino's shot? I love his style of filmmaking, though.
Oh, yeah, no, I love most style. I think everybody's got their own little style. Especially you could see it in, like, how they have the camera move. And because you understand a lot of...
I like his, the lawn shots, but he steals a lot of his stuff, though, from, he stole that kind of from Martin Scorsese, where it's the lawn, like following all the way through like the building.
Okay.
Yeah, like Goodfellas.
Yep.
That's like the first one I think of. Pulp Fiction's the second one I think of. But dude, that movie, that did not win Best Picture. I'm pretty sure Dances with Wolves won Best Picture.
Wow, that was a great fucking movie too, though. Dances with Wolves.
But Goodfellas, are you kidding me?
I know,
Joe
but
Pesci.
Dancing with Wolves was a great script. It was a great movie. It was
good.
It had great angles. Had the nice long shots in it.
Yeah, it was a nice long overall shot, 3 hours long.
The Indians were all done right. Like, everything in that movie was pretty spot on.
Yeah, but Goodfellas.
I know, but
Scorsese.
like I said, that's when you got to start taking in, like, what they're looking at, which is camera angles, depth on scripts, everything like that. And, like, yeah, Goodfellas is a beautiful movie, okay? But not a lot of people... More people were more probably interested in Dancing with Wolves than Goodfellas at the time.
A lot of times it's at the time, like okay, Forrest Gump is a really good movie. Should it have won Best Picture that year? Looking back, no.
Yeah, Jenny, you got AIDS, now I'll fuck you.
Yeah.
Have you seen Sling Blade?
Oh, yeah, he's like, there ain't no gas in it.
Oh, there ain't no, yeah, he's like, I like me some French fried potatoes.
What was that? Billy Bob Thornton,
Oh, dude, he played that. That was beautiful acting. That and Forrest Gump, two best, like, they put work into acting, those movies, and that's a beautiful thing.
But, dude, Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption were up against Forrest Gump at the Oscars that year. And I get why Shawshank wouldn't have won, because it was an indie film at the time.
Shawshank should have won.
Looking back now, most people would say Shawshank, but I'm a big Tarantino guy. I'm going to go Pulp Fiction, dude. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Being an indie film, Shawshank, because you got to understand.
That's based off a Stephen King book.
Well, Shawshank Redemption, oh yeah, bro, great movie. But an indie film so much more different from those other two films. Those two films were big money films.
Well, you got to think about it, though, too. This was Quentin Tarantino's first big movie. Before that, he did Reservoir Dogs, which was an indie movie.
I know.
So that did really, people loved it, and they
But at this time, though, he had big budget. That's what I love about good indie films, because you got to give them credit, and where credit is due at... Okay, well, they probably under budgeted. They probably didn't pay these actors that well. They probably busted their ass with equipment that wasn't the best compared to these two, but yet it's just as good. So you got to give them the credit of, well, maybe if they had a bigger budget, if they had just as big as budget as those other two movies, how much better could it have been?
Now listen to this though. I personally, I don't really think budget. It kind of helps, but I don't think it has, because like there's so many bad movies with
They coulda-
huge budgets, like The Great Wall or some of the Fast and Furious movies. Like sure, $200 million budget. Yeah, but what did you do with it?
They could have invested more into the outfits and the scenery and location. They could have did better locations than what they had. They could have did better audio devices, because I know a lot of indie films, they don't have. You understand, a lot of the shit. A lot of that money goes into equipment, and like they could have got nicer boom shit. They could have got to where they could have made different shots happen that wasn't possible with the equipment that they had, and like good big money like film cam. I mean, you're getting a shit like. Maybe they didn't have like a rolling tripod for like those rolling shots.
Well, the technology
they get
at the time.
they get that little bit. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just a rolling tripod, not like one of the electric ones we have now. But if they had, if they didn't have the money for a tripod on wheels with a stabilizer arm on it, and those two movies did, they could have got different and maybe even better shots if they had that budget to actually get that equipment. So, and then that's the other thing. Like, that's why I say I always got to give indie films respect, man. You
Talk about indie films. Napoleon Dynamite, bro.
a super underrated movie. I love Napoleon.
That, in my opinion, is one of the best comedies of the past 20 years. I think the movie cost them like $450,000 to make that movie. It made like $44 million at the box office. Another really good comedy from 2007, Superbad, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's a great movie. That cast is amazing. Because you got Christopher Mintz-Plasse, you got Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, then you got Seth Rogen.
Oh, you know what I just watched by Jonah Hill? War Dogs.
That's a good one. Miles Teller's in it.
Dude, I love his life.
He got
I
really
love it.
fat in that one, though.
Oh, well, I think they did it for the role.
He's a chameleon, man. That can't be good on your body, though. Going from really big to light.
Oh, they all have to do it, though. It depends on the role. Like, they'll get the role, and they'll be like, all right, well, now you got to get a beard and fucking get 50 pounds extra.
It's one thing to bulk up and be healthy, but to get really fat
But
like that, though.
imagine, though, being told, hey, you're going to make a buku amount of money, eat 50 pounds. Like, okay, I think I can do that.
That's like Mac on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm building mass.
That's like, let's see, from that 70s show, what's their neighbor's name? Pinciotti. What's his name? The dad.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge. I like that show, but I'm not too familiar.
The first couple seasons, he was like a jacked dude, right? By the end of it, he was a fat, skinny-armed, like kind of chubby guy. It was kind of funny, and I don't know if they did that on purpose or if he naturally just got like that in the old age, But
old age.
It was pretty interesting to see.
A lot of times when TV shows start off, and then it progresses, the cast starts to look better and better looking. But that's where It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Matt thought it'd be funny, where it's like, well, what if I started off good, and then I got worse and worse and worse, but then he got jacked, bro. Dude, they have that guy. He was ripped, bro. Like when he got all that muscle and stuff. I wish I could be jacked like that. That's a lot of hard work when you're a normal working person. You're not having a company behind your back paying for the trainer, nutritionist, and you're not,
I do bike riding to keep my exercise, and I stretch, do yoga. I'm a big fan
cardio.
of yoga.
I'm a big cardio guy.
I hate cardio,
I love
bro.
running.
I'm a smoker, so you know me. I hate cardio.
Yeah, I love Stairmaster, running. I love it all.
The Stairmaster's cool.
Dude,
Is it weird that on a treadmill I can run longer than in real life? Or is that common?
In real life? You mean outside?
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, free run?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're in real life on the treadmill, too.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I can run like a solid 2 miles straight at a good pace with a little bit of hill incline on the treadmill, no problem. But then I get out in outside, and then all of a sudden, I feel like I just ran like a quarter mile and I'm dying.
I think it's because something about maybe the temperature, atmosphere, maybe you don't even notice it. I like to run outside. I'm sure your cat freaking out. I like to run outside though, cause I like to see the scenery. You know, I just like to be out. I like outside. I like being outdoors. You know, I hate dirt though.
I hate dirt.
I hate dirt. If I touch it with my hands, it gets on my hands. I have to wash my hands right away. I don't like it.
Really? You're a dirtophobe, huh?
I'm weird about some texture. I'm a texture guy. So like, chalkboard, no, I'm not doing it, bro. I hear somebody just like thinking about it.
Really? Because I'm getting a real chalkboard. for
Yeah.
the chalkboard. My channel is called the chalkboard.
You gotta be careful though, bro. Don't be.
You gotta be careful though, bro.
You gotta let me know when you're about to write on it. So I'm gonna go like that, bro.
Well, you're gonna have to write on it because it's gonna be the fact board. So basically, when you want to make a statement or like you have something important that you think is on your mind, you'll turn around and you'll write it on the chalkboard. That's the whole point of it.
Okay, here's what I can do.
Here's what I could do.
I'll grab it and write on it. But before I ever write on it, I'm gonna take earplugs and put in my ears.
He's like, look, I just want you to know I'm gonna fucking hate every minute that I do it.
Every
so.
time I'm touching it, I'm gonna want to cry. Like in between takes, you're gonna be like, Max, you okay? Dude, I'm in the bathroom, like bawling my eyes out. You know, it's gonna be sad, bro. It's gonna be pathetic. It's definitely bad.
All right.
But it is what it is.
All right, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like always, like, subscribe, share the video. And if you haven't yet, hit the little bell icon. Means you get notified every time we post a video. I think I'm going to jump up to 2 videos a week here real soon. Right now, we're still on the weekly video on Thursday or Friday
Usually
morning.
it's a Thursday, but for my schedule's sake, we had to do it today.
Yeah. Well, I got my podcast literally edited for tomorrow. I just got to, I got to finish editing after you leave today. And then this will be, I think I'm going to do Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Thursdays.
I'm going to release
that's
on
good.
Thursdays and Tuesdays. I film all the time. So I got a couple vlogs, a couple day in the life, so I got to put together and put on there. Me and Riley just went out and did a little adventure in Chicago skateboarding. We went to this place called Epic Burger. She tried a turkey burger for the first time. And they use grass-fed beef. No, like, steroids or anything put in it, and it really tasted so much better.
No lie, bro. I'm not a beef guy.
Really?
I eat pork, chicken.
I'm a big beef
turkey.
guy.
I haven't had a steak in over a year.
What?
Can't do it, man.
That's what Riley thinks she's going to miss the most is steak. I'm not even a steak guy.
Why is she gonna miss steak?
She likes steak.
She's trying to go what? Vegetarian?
She's trying to. Yeah, she really wants to. She's going to start by just doing, like, turkey burgers and stuff. I'm all for it. When I cook
Just
her
eat
own
seafood and
shit.
veggies. I think you're fine.
That's what she wants. That's what she wants to do.
I
but
love seafood, bro.
dude,
I had salmon for dinner tonight.
I like everything. That's my problem. I don't want to quit eating something because then I'm going to miss it.
I had no way you're going vegetarian.
Listen, I can't go vegetarian. I've killed animals. All right, you know how many? I got a head count of. All right,
I've
on
eaten
shit,
a dog.
Shit,
I've
I've
gone too
killed.
far.
I've skinned shit. I've de-gutted stuff. I can't go. I can't turn back now. All right,
I'm too deep.
I'm too deep.
I'm in too deep.
I'm too deep.
I can't turn back.
Yeah, you know.
They'll kill me if I try to
You
leave.
cut a couple turkey gobblers off. You off a turkey after you shot it.
You're covered in the blood of your victim.
Yeah, when you're hanging a deer, crotch wide open, to just cut it down the stomach and wrap its skin off.
You're not going back.
You there's no turning back.
You're
all right?
stuck.
Oh, but like always, like and subscribe. Look forward to next week's Thursday post. This will be coming out next week, Tuesday. So
Tuesday.
it'll be like 2 weeks from now from you guys, but you guys won't know that. You know.
Yeah, we might even edit this out. Who knows?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Peace, guys.